scry today. Hi, my name is Steph. If you'd like to come on in and have a seat for some symbolic support or a little inspiration today, we are going to be dropping some ink in the Book of Blots and our muse that will become our scrying mirror submitted by you. So we'll see who it is, who, what, where, when, or what it is. So thank you so much. We'll drop some ink, scry for shapes and symbols. We'll add on Tarot and Oracle. And we also have Ghost Tube kick in for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further add to our abstract and ancient Odic adventures. Overall, please do receive a release freely. You are dead, but you're still very, very much so alive. Hopefully you can hear me okay as I'm still fussing and playing with my audio options, limited as they may be, but I am having a little bit of fun, but hopefully it's not frustrating. So thank you for bearing with me as we live in and learning. And what else is there? I think we're good. No, we're not good. Not yet. Hold on. Thank you for your time, attention, awareness, as your presence and perspective is powerful. So thank you so much for being here, and gratitude galore for you being you, for seeing, sensing, and feeling, exploring, expanding, enjoying with me. All right, let's go. All right. Let's see who our
child.
Yeah, my inner child's alive and well, man. Alive and well. So we have here Constant Teen. So thank you to the INK-fluencer who has inspired us to scry Constant Teen. I love it. Okay, so you can always fast forward through if this part's not for you. But otherwise, you know the drill. We're here to create a portal to perceive and receive, unless worrying about making a masterpiece. Always feel well to see, sense, and feel for yourself. Noting down any insights or expressions that come up, and we all become the readers, the seers, the oracles, and it expands the iScry experience overall.
Green.
You can also drop an emoji. You want some green? Is that what you said? All right. A little bossy. I'll listen. I have no problem with that. Thank you. There, yeah. All right. Are we satisfied? Oh, I just heard the yeah. We're up to see the wizard, the wonderful
Jacob.
Wizard of Oz. Because. Constant Teen. I hope you're doing well. Sorry if I just kind of jumped in here or enjoy the silence.
Nine.
Why do I feel like I see like flying things everywhere? Is it like I'm trying to take a moment to kind of understand? Like I feel like just things are flying. It's a very interesting feeling. You know what it also kind of feels like? What is that saying? The only constant is change. Blood, sweat, and tears. Okay, I'm just about ready if you are. I feel like that was very silent, which is nice. All right, if you're opening up with me. Taking a nice deep breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception. Releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name and honor of our muse, Constant Teen, and anyone here at any time May we all meet a message with meaning. All right. You know the drill as well. If you see, sense, or feel anything, of course, if you do take a screenshot to scrying your own time and terms, personal use only. Girl's got to protect her art, so thank you. And I feel like, why is that the thing? Like, I feel like there's things. That's fine. I'm not.
Am I dead?
You are passed on, love, but you're still very much so alive. All right, let's dig in here. Maybe there's like a weird hesitancy. Do you know what it is? I feel unprepared. Oh, unpredictable? Does a constant create predictability? So also something about a constant equation. So maybe there's something mathematical, or maybe it's an energetic or emotional equation, but something about that. Okay, so there's very much so like this. Okay, building. Like, look, there's some sort of structural building, and it. For a moment, I'm just going to dive in here. Yeah, I'm trying to decide how I want to interact with it. And it's like this is being built, and this is like scaffolding. Again, lots of like pieces and shards. It's like building, but I kind of feel like I'm in like I don't know, pick a show, any show that would depict like after effects of something happening, like rubble, kind of like The Last of Us. If you watched that show, yeah. And so something,
Olivia.
I feel like that's kind of the landscape I'm in. So I'm trying to decide like, how do I want to go about interacting with this? Because there's also something burning. There's a small eye here.
Work.
Not big eye, small eye. There's crocodiles down here.
Angel.
It reminds me of this video game I used to play on Atari. And it was like this little jungle guy. And Pitfall? It might have been called Pitfall. And he would have to like, you know, beep, 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 jump on this little like swinging rope thing. And I mean, like, the graphics were so basic, but to be honest with you, I really appreciate that. And he would like jump on this little hook to go over, you know, where the alligators were, which were really like these pixels. Anyway, that's what it's like. It's like having to swing over, like maybe Indiana Jones, something along that lines too, that might resonate. Like this whole jungle gym of sorts, and you know, swinging swords or scythes or something, like back and forth, and trying to find like the right timing for something. What is the right time? I'm sitting here. I'm talking to a fortune cookie that's a folded piece of paper, origami style. And there's somebody over here as well. There's both like this kind of slumping feel, but not in a slump like, It's more of like I'm sitting in the corner of a piece of paper. I'm a cutout of a piece of paper, and I'm sitting and looking at this fortune cookie origami bird that's floating between me and this other energy that also has like a slump on, but quite relaxed. It could be the essence of guilt if anyone's working with or through guilt, or guilt has been is guilt what drives me here? This is an expensive emotion as well. I mean, saying that just personally, like those kind of words like hate and guilt, they're very expensive. So, but in this, maybe it's a part of me or somebody else that I can relate to, and we can send kind of like in school messages back and forth on pieces of paper, and we're trying not to get caught, because then we'll feel even more guilty that we got caught. And maybe you're working through, if you're here, you could be working through guilt like this, and maybe like being damned. Yeah, okay. There's emotional hooks in here when I was talking about that pitfall game. And they can help swing me over. Oh, there's a person in here. I think it's the version that we would call small I. What you would apply big I to. And then small I. And this Haunted. Is like the shoulders. And it's like I can't see the wrist. So they might even be in like handcuffs of some sort. And it's like arms up. And I'm like, arms up. Okay. And I'm just, that's one way. And then it moves on me directly. So here's the thing though. I'm not going to move yet. I'm going to stay. So I'm going to stay here. Don't move. Okay. And now I have those alligator crocodiles. They are going across my chest, my heart. They are protecting it. This is like a moat of maybe somebody or anything coming towards me. Like, put your hands up. I need to know that they're clear. I need to feel or see something that makes me, before I decide to relax for a second, or I can move. And it's like these alligator crocodiles, if those symbols mean anything to you, of course, please apply that first. And maybe in the heart space, like having that moat. Now, that's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's the process I'm feeling right now. Okay, it's switching on me. Now, I'm still in this body movement, but now I see hands that are very clearly here. But it's in relation to the... it's not like a not listening, like, can't hear you. It's not like that. And if you have siblings, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not touching. It's not like that. This is like a honing. And I think it's like a focusing up. The energy goes up. It's like my mind starts going. So here's the thing. Because there's something in here. See if I can make it. I know the lighting. Apologies when the sun comes out. Right in here. There's something going on in here. See all that activity? Oh, there's a conversation there. Oh, I feel like I'm in Spartans. 300 maybe?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? And I don't know if you can see it, but right in there, there's some blue. That just really stood out to me. So this is like... Huh. There's break dancing happening up here. This is all purple. I don't know if you can see that. This is purple. Oh, this is like a stormy sky. But these break dancers kind of come out. If I could see the water, you know, dancing on the top of the surface as it's like dealing with the winds and communicating with each other. The splishes and the splashes, and those are like break dancers, kind of like the Beastie Boys. If you could mash the Beastie Boys and the Beach Boys together, and they're like dancing, but they like fly up like cymbals. Taking a really large step, and I'm going to be off the page. I'm going to be off the page soon. And this is being supported by something. If you feel like you've been preparing to take a big step, or it feels like a big step, it implies a big step, there's a stride. Yeah, absolutely, the stride. There is, I'm gonna call it like a shadow guardian. I'm not really sure that's what it is, but it might mean something to you, or an aspect or part of you, even your subconscious. And here's the thing, it's asking me to like focus and pay attention, and I have been. I, you, we, me. So I'm like, that's okay. I have been paying attention, and it's helping my, it's like the subconscious stride or slide. And there's been a subconscious focus happening in regards to something or some focus. Because maybe there's been some sort of constant running program, if I'm going to wander into their running program, that is coming to a close, or I want to kind of say like a tunnel. Am I learning how to speak? That's okay. Dissolving. The effigy, symbolic release. The small I. What are we? I think this, we might be okay. I'll risk it. All of that up here. I want to plop the effigy in there. So I've never been to Burning Man. I really say that term, not really knowing what it is, but it's coming through in the card, in the effigy. And how that's going to relate to you. And this part of me is this with the stride, with the stride. There's something about honor. Okay, so this, I'm going to say this, you know, receive or release freely. Keep the air of freedom to wander around alive and well between us. There's something, something here that feels like, I want to mash the words horrific and honor together. Now, I don't know if this is in a collective space or just something that's coming in personally, whatever, we've been through something horrific or horrible. And you've taken the honorable way to process it. Like, I can't seem to be able to define it, but I feel like you know that if something horrible has happened to you or your family or something horrific, you've seen it, or maybe the way you see the things we see on TV. But then I also want to note on the flip side,
Libra,
that sometimes it feels like there could be like horrific things happening, and under the guise of honor. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and I feel like you're very aware of the subtleties behind said things. These break dancers are fun. They're helping me, like, just, I don't know, they're very, very fun. These splashes of like purple water, and maybe it's also purple rain. If I feel like that's been coming up a little bit, and I totally appreciate that, but I'm not really sure what the symbol is for me, but maybe it's not for me to worry about, and I'm not going to worry about it then. I'm just going to appreciate it's coming through. Okay. That's way too many, but I'll take the top one. Duality. There's something about the 3D, because I'm seeing these like 3D glasses, or at least the old school ones where one was green, one was red. And how we see that, right? How we might see the honor, or if something, how we will justify or speak to so that it can, so we don't feel guilt. There's a koala bear here. There's something intoxicating that's happening over here. Something intoxicating. I can't really. It's like being.
It's bright.
Sober, and maybe just being sober. Period. You know, maybe. But like walking into a party where you are the sober person and everyone else is already like well into their evening, or walking into a bar and everyone's well into their evening and you're just stepping in, and there's, you know, it's like you either want to like catch up. Is that what? I'm not a drinker, sorry, so I don't know, but I'm just trying to pull anything from like my, I guess, teen years. And it's like, okay, how do I catch up to get where you are or where they are, or take a look at that? Sorry, that card was sex, so there could be some, and maybe there could also be some like, yeah, because I can see the embrace over here. I saw it from the beginning, like
Gemini.
tantric connection. That's so fun. There is this turtle. And he has this huge dog on his back, but it's no different than if he was carrying like a bird, and they're like moving together. There could be some sort of chariot that feels slow, like the turtle. Oh, sorry, where are we? The unknown. Okay, very interesting. So first of all, I just kind of wanted. I've never seen this card in this deck before, and I love Matthew's decks. They're brilliantly artistic for me to wander into. There's a book. We're in a book. There's the fire. We've got the fire. We've got the eyes. Like,
Help.
this is. Oh, thank you for helping. And then I feel like that symbol could really mean something. I kind of want to call it the Omega, or something like that. There's an owl in there. There's a cloaked figure, which I feel like could be this. It's like transmuting grief into gratitude. There's also
Victoria.
a smudge happening. Hi, Victoria. It's kind of like, okay, so I feel like I'm in really hot territory here. So just a reminder, receive or release freely, working in symbols. It's like burning books under the guise of freeing or protecting something. Like, this is just how this whole Constant to Constantine feels, is the horror of burning books, but under the guise of honor for ... You know what I mean? But there's an unknowing of what's going on, what the consequences are past that time, like past that person's perception. So this, while one can't always predict or conceive of all of the consequences, but once we pick a path of action and non-action, I suppose, in that
Foolish.
duality, yes, it can be very foolish. It's almost like there's the consequence, though, is intact. Like, that is the attaching consequence to those actions. And to be under the guise or influence of substance, whatever the case is, can only go so far in excusability. So I feel like in this, because I feel like I'm moving through some strain of why aren't those breakdancers taking a break. It's like they're just continuously breakdancing. Can they stop? Gazoo from the Flintstones and a kazoo. I know that's the whistle thing, but whatever kazoo is a kazoo. The other one, the first one is gazoo, I think. Oh, something else about a harmonica. There's lots of sound, lots of different sounds. There is a long lizard, super long lizard, whatever a lizard might represent to you. I would suggest follow the lizard. You said Jacob a few times, so hello, Jacob. Yeah, multiple. So you've said Jacob a few times, and then behind that is primordial intelligence, reptilic brain. Okay, well there we go. Just seeing that lizard there. So for some here, I feel like there might be you willingly or knowingly wander into the unknown. Because there's a building of some understanding beyond the core construct. And I feel like I'm moving through some understanding I feel like you have if you're here, or at least I do in this energy. I'm eating cake over here. I'm very happy for this cake. This cake comes from somebody in spirit, and they're like offering me this cake, kind of like a happy birthday or happy unbirthday. And while it may be your birthday, this also just feels like an offering and generous, like to have something sweet along the way and to be able to enjoy sweet things and taste things. Because I don't know if you personally, like there's been a constant, kind of hellfire, or you just feel that in one way, shape, or another from the collective, and feeling the need to carry it, or there's been guilt associated with something. Okay, thank you. But here I feel like there's this spirit that's very, very old.
Daughter.
He could be your father, of course. And it's also from different cultures. So I'm not talking about whatever race or lineage one is in this lifetime, in the here and now. This is from an ancestor or familiar member that you had another experience, multiple timelines, that you were a different race, you were a different lineage, so like we attach on to these things. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, they're handing me cake, and it feels like a sponge cake, or
Foolish.
it feels very light. It feels very, very light. Okay, I'm going to wander back in here just before I get ready to flip this. And thank you if you're still here for like, sharing, and subscribing. And if you are part of the second or third tier of the channel membership, we will flip it and wander to the flip side of the scry. You know what's interesting here is that I feel like there's no constant, but the small I. I also feel like that's a birthday candle. So there could be somebody's birthday, death day. Manifestation. Okay, interesting. I'm just going to take a look at this. This arm. And I want to plop it in as that small I, like that. Okay, so...
Frightened.
The constant of change, and to manifest change while not staying in the constant. It's like I'm pointing. Blood, sweat, and tears. Point. And it calls. There's a calling here when I'm pointing up. A bellowing. I am celebrating, but I'm bellowing at the same time. But the bellow comes from my heart. I am picking up the small me, big I, little I, and I'm picking that up, and I am saying the things that perhaps in whatever sort of horrors or griefs and guilts that I'm going through, have gone through different stages, different ages, and knowing my perception and my expectations at that point of view may or may not have been realistic, but I was said, you know, whatever age, or if something had happened and I was under an influence, but now I'm not under that influence, or I'm detoxing from that influence, but I might be utilizing guilt or something to keep me as a drive to doing things, kind of like a self-sacrifice. So I don't know if you can hear that, but there's like a million motorcycles. It's like thunder on the road, on the asphalt rivers. It was very powerful. It was very roaring. Okay. All right. Let's get ready to close out, and I will, or if you're joining us on the flip side, I will see you there. And fertility. This is that feeling of that roar of the heart and the belly space that I can't see. It's like my shadow, subconscious, calls and manifests the small I, and then this like surface stuff, if I may, the tree, very earthly and awake. They are working together. That's the multiplicity of me. That's the duality, is my wake and sleep of sorts, my spirit, my shadow, you know, call it what you will. And it's like the sacrifice of all of this is the symbolic release, is they're not separate. And I feel like we all know that, but I'm embodying it in this moment. I feel like it's being embodied. And maybe what I've had to go through or understand within myself, I feel like if you've been really hard on yourself, I feel like in this moment anyway, I want to extend out a hand. Not so much the cake, but maybe I'll extend out the hand to say you've been really hard on yourself. And I understand I've been hard on myself, but we don't get a prize for that. So why don't we take each other's hand and help each other work through the griefs and the guilts, and do good based on our morals and ethic values, and being mindful of our influences and being mindful of what we're under the influence.
Disagree.
But also to go and enjoy cake. Let them eat cake. And it's okay for us to, for you, I, we, me, to have something sweet in life. And maybe that's what you're manifesting, is this cake, whatever cake might symbolize to you. And whatever powers in that tantric world, or different kinds of colorings of magic and manifestation. But knowing, what is that saying? Whatever you do comes back to you times 2, times 3, times 10. And that is the constant that continues, as it is a force of learning and lessons. And it is a primordial intelligence that is aware of that. And it's almost like setting up things for you to revisit.
It's not for you.
To or not to revisit over and over and over again. It's like a temptation. But this space, or at least wherever I'm wandering into, it's like we are, oh, there was so much ink on that. Not only just closing the book and starting a new book, there's some sort of wisdom that's at work here. And the best way I'm going to call it is like esoteric or occulty, just in the spirit that it's hidden. And whether it's hidden in plain sight, hidden in things, or under the guise of, but that's a rabbit hole. Okay, that's fine. And here's another one before I let you go this time, is that it reminds me of my esoteric teachings. And at the end, it was burn this book and basically start living, like start doing, and what resonates, and what needs to come back will be found along the way, revisited again in a different language, different person, different thing. But now that you've gone through
Tradition.
this, and it's like you burn the book, release the information and our attachment to it as the be all end all, and start expressing it through living in our own way, shape, or form.
Come back.
I will see you on the other side. So much love. Bye. I hope this would serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. As always, you're the best.